Hey, it's Mikey.
Wire. It might be a few months late, but we finally saw Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
I liked it, but it's also very, very ridiculous.
Oh, very ridiculous. And it walks the line between knowing how silly it is and saying, but this is super cool anyway.
Yes.
It's very cool at certain points.
It's very over the top in how crazy.
That's a good way to describe it.
Once you get to the point where Abraham Lincoln is fighting a vampire during a stampede of horses, you just decide...
That was the low point of the movie for me, just because there always seemed to... It was the 18th century equivalent of a high-speed car chase. In that every horse was strategically placed, and they all were exactly as durable as they needed to be.
Yeah, but you can look at that scene and say, yeah, this movie is taking itself that level of serious.
That's true. That's true. I will say the movie... Do you think there were points when the movie took itself too seriously?
Sort of. I've read the first 2/3 of the book. I haven't actually finished it. But I felt it was taking itself just a bit... I felt the book was actually took it a little more seriously than the movie did. Mainly because there's actually a lot of stuff that I remember from the book that isn't in the movie.
Yeah, I haven't read the book, so I'm not burdened with preconceptions, I guess is the term. To all the people who've never read The Hobbit.
Hi. I haven't read The Hobbit. You already knew this.
I forgot. So anyway, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. The horse chase was a little too much for me.
It's probably, of the action scenes, the one that is the most...
It's longer than it needs to be. And
the most ridiculous.
Yeah. But it comes immediately before a revelation about a really important character, so that's the moment you're going to remember, not so much all the jumping from horses.
I remember jumping from horses.
That is true. The jumping from horses is indeed cool. This is a very cool movie. Everything looks
It's
really
not exactly
slick.
a film you're going to be thinking deep about.
No, you're not.
It's one that you just turn on for the fun of it.
Yeah. You can listen to it with, like, the volume turned way down and still enjoy it just as much. If it hadn't been in English, it would have still made perfect sense. But yeah, there's Abraham Lincoln. He hunts vampires. There's his buddy Speed.
Who is in the book. There's another sidekick in the book. I don't remember him. I'm probably getting this wrong. I think he wasn't in the book. He was in the book, but I don't think they brought him to the film. I don't remember his name right now.
You said he was really strong.
Yeah, he was like a strong character.
Ah, so like a John Henry kind of type.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's him. There's, so he has a part in the book. There's Henry, who teaches... He was my favorite character, or ended up being.
Henry's the mentor for Lincoln.
Yeah, the guy who teaches him how to kill vampires and trains him. And just in case you see... Are we worrying about spoilers?
Okay, at this point, turn it off if you want to. We'll go for spoilers from here.
Yeah, Henry is a vampire, and it turns out the reason he trains humans to hunt vampires is because vampires cannot kill each other.
And he was forcibly turned into one.
Yes, he was forcibly turned into a vampire because he was a hunter, and so in order to keep him from killing vampires anymore, they made him into a vampire, so now he can't hunt his own kind. For arbitrary magical reasons.
Yeah, I don't remember if that was part of the book, but I do remember, I think, if I'm remembering correctly from the book, what time do you think they made Henry a vampire based on the time?
Based on the time, it looked like the early 1800s. It looked like colonial.
Well, if I'm remembering correctly from the book, they have it happen at Roanoke Island in the 1600s. So he's like the sole survivor of that. And because apparently in
yeah,
the book version,
that wasn't in the movie so much. All we saw was him and that girl. She was in a carriage, not a refrigerator. But she dies anyway, so...
Yeah. In the book, Roanoke Island was slaughtered by vampires.
It's as good a theory as any, I guess. But in the movie, it was just him and some girl whose name I don't think we ever learn. But they were on a carriage, and they were attacked by vampires, and he kills like 5 of them. And then the big evil one bites him and makes him a vampire and then kills her. Supposedly the reason why she dies from the vampire bite and he doesn't is because she is pure of soul and he's not. Which strikes me as quite a distinction to be making.
I know in the book there was a different explanation of how some people die from the vampirism and some will become vampires. I don't remember the exact specifics of it, but it explained what happened to Lincoln's family.
Yeah, his mom and his kid. I will say, and this is just because I've also seen the Steven Spielberg Lincoln.
I haven't.
Mary Lincoln, Molly, is so boring in this movie. She's just the chick. And not even like the tough chick, she's just the girl.
She's there.
Yeah, she's there. She's there. She exists. That's the best thing you can say about her.
Anything else? Or?
I'm gonna say I liked the movie.
Oh,
I liked the movie.
I like the movie.
The ending fight scene on the train is kind of worth the price of admission all by itself. It's a really, really good scene.
Right. So, movie's good, though ridiculous, but worth watching.
Yeah. And all the characters get payoff, and it's all very rewarding. It's very cool.
Okay, so...
It's really stupid, but it's cool. It's cool stupid.
Alright, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.